Hi everybody, welcome to Aquinas a Day. Happy Feast of St. Bridget of Sweden, and let's jump right in. Today is Prima Pars, question 1, article 1. To place our purpose within proper limits, we first endeavor to investigate the nature and extent of this sacred doctrine. Concerning this, there are 10 points of inquiry: whether it is necessary, whether it is a science, whether it is one or many, whether it is speculative or practical, how it is compared with other sciences, whether it is the same as wisdom, whether God is its subject matter, whether it is a matter of argument, whether it rightly employs metaphors and similes, whether the sacred scripture of this doctrine may be expounded in different senses. First article: whether besides philosophy any further doctrine is required. We proceed thus to the first article. Objection 1. It seems that, besides philosophical science, we have no need of any further knowledge, for man should not seek to know what is above reason. Seek not the things that are too high for thee, but whatever is not above reason is fully treated of in philosophical science. Therefore, any other knowledge besides philosophical science is superfluous. Objection 2. Further knowledge can be concerned only with being, for nothing can be known save what is true, and all that is true. But everything that is treated of in philosophical science, even God himself, so that there is a part of philosophy called theology, or the divine science, as Aristotle has proved in Metaphysic 6. Therefore, besides philosophical science, there is no need of any further knowledge. On the contrary, it is written, 2 Timothy 3:16, all scripture inspired of God is profitable to teach, to reprove, to correct, to instruct in justice. Now, scripture inspired of God is no part of philosophical science, which has been built up by human reason. Therefore, it is useful that besides philosophical science, there should be other knowledge, i.e., inspired of God. I answer that it is necessary for man's salvation that there should be a knowledge revealed by God besides philosophical science built up by human reason. Firstly, indeed, because man is directed to God as to an end that surpasses the grasp of his reason. The eye hath not seen, O God, besides thee, what things thou hast prepared for them that wait for thee. Isaiah, big Roman numeral, 4. But the end must first be known by men who are to direct their thoughts and actions to the end. Hence, it was necessary for the salvation of man that certain truths which exceed human reason should be made known to him by divine revelation, even as regards those truths about God which human reason could have discovered. It was necessary that man should be taught by a divine revelation, because the truth about God, such as reason could discover, would only be known by a few, and that after a long time and with the admixture of many errors, whereas man's whole salvation, which is in God, depends upon the knowledge of this truth. Therefore, in order that the salvation of men might be brought about more fitly and more surely, it was necessary that they should be taught divine truths by divine revelation. It was therefore necessary that, besides philosophical science built up by reason, there should be a sacred science learned through revelation. Reply to objection 1. Although those things which are beyond man's knowledge may not be sought for by any man through his reason, nevertheless, once they are revealed by God, they must be accepted by faith. Hence, the sacred text continues, "For many things are shown to thee above the understanding of man." In this, the sacred science consists. Reply to objection 2. Sciences are differentiated according to the various means through which knowledge is obtained. For the astronomer and the physicist, both may prove the same conclusion, that the earth, for instance, is round. The astronomer by means of mathematics, i.e. abstracting from matter, but the physicist by means of matter itself. Hence, there is no reason why those things which may be learned from philosophical science, so far as they can be known by natural reason, may also be taught us by another science, so far as they fall within revelation. Hence, theology included in sacred doctrine differs in kind from that theology which is a part of philosophy. So the first thing that occurred to me when I was reading this was the use of science in a way that we don't normally think about science. Science for us, is physics, biology, chemistry, things of that nature. But for St. Thomas, his idea of science is really any kind of ordered body of knowledge, any discipline, activity directed towards knowledge and ordering knowledge and discovering knowledge. And that included everything from philosophy down to mathematics and everything in between. But yeah, science was something for St. Thomas a bit wider than we consider it. But that doesn't mean it was less powerful, less disciplined. Didn't mean it was some muddy thing. Like philosophical science was the highest science. It's the science of being itself, whereas every other science is taking an aspect of being. And that's why when you have, say, chemistry, it can have a much more exact nature to it because you're taking only a bit of being. And so because we're only taking a bit of being, we can know something more about that being. We can have more precise knowledge about it. But just because we can have more precise knowledge doesn't mean that we know more about it. It really just means that we know more about that specific piece. But being is something a lot bigger than just chemistry, than just biology. Heck, what he's saying here is really being is a lot bigger than even philosophy. That's why we have this higher science. It's why things have to be revealed by God, because there is more than we can know from our reason. And so, yeah. So that's why I guess God would reveal something, that God would reveal himself to us, and that we can then study what he revealed to more precisely understand the truths that he has given to us, so that we can not, make mistakes and not confuse things, but really kind of delve into it. And he gave us a mind to do it, so he wants us to do it. It has to be done faithfully, prayerfully, because we can't, we're going to make mistakes without his guidance. We're going to make mistakes with his guidance, but he'll usually correct it, or have someone correct us, in his name. But he needs to be a part of it because he's the beginning of it. He's the end of it. That concludes day 2 of Aquinas a Day. I invite you to subscribe below if you'd want to join me on this continued adventure. Comment with any thoughts you have. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, Aquinas a Day keeps the heretics away.